All right, y'all. So I'm back with another video. Let's fix that camera real quick and brighten this up. All right. Anyways, like I said, I'm back with another video, and I'm here to respond to this supposed Black Panther group, being being present at ICE or anti-ICE protests, and just me responding to not necessarily the Black Panthers versus ICE aspect. I wanted to talk about the aspect of the type of guns that these men are holding and other groups, these black militia groups or whatever you want to call them, right? That because right before even recording this video, hitting record on this, I saw I didn't see another video. Well, I did see a video prior to this, but literally moments before recording this video, I saw a picture of another group elsewhere who are supposedly out here, present at anti-ICE protests, and they are, doing their best to the people who are there protesting. This is not me. This video here, at least, is not me sharing my stance on ICE per se. This is me sharing my stance on the Second Amendment, my thoughts on it, and questioning those who have made anti Second Amendment comments in the past or have made certain comments in the past regarding United States citizens, and our right to bear arms. So with that being said, I am going to first of all share screen. My bad. You know what it is. I am going to share the screen. We're going to let this video play. Maybe some of y'all have already seen it. Maybe you haven't, but we're going to let the video play. And then, of course, I'll get to responding or just, the discussion that I want to have in regards to this video here. So let's play.
Safe line replays. That's what's gonna happen. They touch me. Unarmed woman was killed by ICE. If you think you're about to come and brutalize the people while we're standing here, fuck around and find out. Our interactions with the police and ICE, and we hold them accountable. We hold them accountable. We patrol the community and we hold them accountable. The Black Panther Party for Self-Defense, we're the same Panther Party from back in the day, but we're a little more aggressive now, you dig? Carry bigger guns and we don't take no shit. Places where there are a lot of immigrants at, I think that the community around them needs to take special care to them and needs to start escorting them to and from everywhere to make sure that they're safe. Because them ICE agents ain't gonna act like that if it's a bunch of people standing outside with assault rifles and shotguns. It's a semi-automatic shotgun. That means them shotgun shells that shoot out of a pump, it shoots them rapidly. If you are gonna legally arm yourself with something bigger than what they got. Those who serve in the public, they should be fearful of the public. They should be fearful that the public's going to be dissatisfied with their job that they're doing, not feeling like they're tyrants, not feeling like they're bullies because they got guns and body armor and walkie-talkies. That makes them immune to whatever the people would do. I think you want to correct the ideology of the pig and the mentality of the slave catcher. You meet them with equal force. All power to the motherfucking people. No power to the pig.
All right. So we are back, and yeah, that's the video. What this man was saying, all facts as far as just why I'm a big proponent in the Second Amendment. Right now, I don't remember talking much about my stance on guns here on this YouTube channel, but for those who don't know, I am definitely pro Second Amendment, as someone who practices that as well. Definitely for that. I'm for it without limitations or very much limitation. Let me put it that way. I do believe, like with every right that we have, there should definitely be, some sort of, you know, I won't say, how can I word this? Not cap, not limit, but some sort of consequence, or maybe a limit. That's the word that's coming to mind right now, right? There should be some. It shouldn't be a all free for all when it comes to all of our rights, but it definitely should not be as restricting as many people, especially many liberals, want the Second Amendment to be. I think it's actually ironic and funny that you have this pro 2A group here, whether you believe in the Panthers or not. We're talking about, their political stance when it comes to guns, or their belief when it comes to guns, right? You have this pro 2A group that is protecting people who, in normal circumstances or other circumstances, based off of their track record, are very anti 2A. They make the argument that the good guy with a gun doesn't exist, or the good guy with a gun isn't competent enough to protect the lives of people who are endangered by a bad guy with a gun. Well, these gentlemen, whether you agree with them or not, and again, I will share my own thoughts on on just what's going on in another video. Probably will be the next video, right? Whether you agree with them or not, these are the good guys with a gun. And guess what they're doing? The very thing that you said, you being the liberal who said, oh, a normal everyday citizen shouldn't have guns or shouldn't have access to these types of guns, right? They're doing that very thing that you said that they couldn't do, protecting a mass amount of people from being harmed. So where are we now? We, meaning you, not me, because I wasn't making these statements, but are you now going to take back your stance, your anti-gun stance? Or are you just gonna wait till, another situation where a mass shooting happens, unfortunately, and it was in a zone where it claimed it was a no-gun zone, and someone says, fuck the rules, I'm going in here, I'm going up in here and I'm shooting everybody up in here, right? And nobody who was a legal firearm holder had their firearm on them to protect the people because they were following the rules of the of said space. No guns allowed, right? How you like are you going to look at a situation like that and say, in fact, we were tripping about the whole guns thing, right? Or is it a situation to where rules for thee, but not for me, or rules are willing to be bent when it comes to protecting you? But when someone like me, who doesn't necessarily just subscribe to your political ideology, then says, I want to have access to the same guns to protect myself, to protect people around me. In fact, I want other people to have that same access. So if I am somewhere where danger is upon us, I would want those people to have to use their firearms as well. You know? That's what I took away, or that's one of the major takeaways that I took from just this clip alone. Again, this clip I can offset maybe about two, three different videos based off of that one clip we just saw. And I probably will make videos based off of just my takeaway from what we just saw. But this video here, I wanted to focus more so on the anti-gun argument that a lot of liberals have. These people are using guns for the very reason why the reason I and others who are pro Second Amendment say you actually are doing a disservice, or you actually doing harm to yourself if you're anti Second Amendment. Now, I'm big on, yeah, it's a choice of yours. If you don't want to own a gun, don't own a gun. But simply because you don't want to have a gun doesn't mean that everybody now has to then go based off of your lifestyle choices. Meaning, because you don't want to own a gun, no one else should be able to own a gun because you don't want to own a gun. Oh, I don't want to be around guns. Well, guess what? Whether it's you're at a protest, or you're at a protest and an anti-ICE protest, or on the side of your championing ICE, or you're on the side of anti-ICE, right? You're going to be around guns. You want to know why? Because if you're around those protests and the groups like the Panthers or some other group shows up and they're armed, guess what? You're around guns. If they don't show up, you're still around guns because guess what? The ICE agents and the police officers who are there have their guns. If you truly don't want to be around guns, you wouldn't be in a situation to where there's going to be a heavy presence of groups of people who are armed, meaning you wouldn't go to protests because the cops are present at every large protest. So if your thing is, I don't want to be around, I don't want to see it, I don't want to be around it, don't go to places, don't go to events, don't go to meetups where there's a likability to where you're going to be met with armed forces or armed forces that are there combating the armed forces that are there, to keep the peace. It's like saying, I don't want to see blood, but then going to a damn, like you being real queasy about blood, right? I don't want to see blood. I don't ever want to be around to see blood, but you had a front row seat to a boxing match. But you don't want the potential of blood splattering in your direction or blood splattering on the ring or seeing somebody bleeding and oozing it, bruised up, right? Why did you go at the boxing and at the and of all places, the first row, the front, you got first row tickets, front seat tickets. You got the best seats in the house, literally. And yet you're like, oh, I don't want to see it. They shouldn't be boxing. They shouldn't be. No, how about you don't show up at a boxing match? Same with y'all with this whole I don't want to be around guns. Cool. You have that right to not be around guns. Don't show up to a protest. And then again, this is not me per se saying don't show up because I'm pro ICE. No, I'm saying don't show up because you make this argument that you don't want to be around guns, right? You don't think open carry should be a thing. These people are practicing open carry. And open carry, for those who don't know what the term is, it's basically being able to carry your guns, your rifles out in open without concealing it. Concealed carry is covering it. Like right now, I'm telling y'all this as an example. All right, I'm not going to show y'all anything because I know how sensitive YouTube is about firearms and weapons and things of that nature, right? But concealed carried is one who has it in their holster, whether it's a hip holster, any type of holster, and it's concealed, meaning they're still carrying their weapon of choice, but it's concealed under a shirt, maybe under a hoodie of some sort. It's concealed. All right. That's just for those who don't know the terminology, but you feel strongly enough to vote against guns because your political party said so. But I don't want to make this video any longer than it needs to be. I wanted to make that point out there to all the anti-gun advocates out there. You can be anti-gun. I'm not trying to convince you to think the way or feel the way about guns that I do, but this video, as we just saw, the video we just watched, and you can go and rewind this video and go watch that again if you want to. I'm not going to replay the video, right? You can go check it out for yourself, right? And I'm not going to leave the tweet in the description box below because I'm going to forget while editing this video. So I'm not even going to tell myself, or I'm not going to lie to y'all and be like, the video in the description box below, and you check it's not there. I ain't going to do it. But what I will say is, your argument is there is no good guys with guns, right? We just saw a bunch of good guys with guns. Or you don't think they're good guys? They're protecting the very people that you said needs protection. If they're not good guys because they're doing it with a gun instead of doing it with a dance routine, then I don't want to fit the narrative of what you think a good guy is. I'm just gonna put it that way. All right. But yeah, that's all I have to say about the situation. Y'all let me know what you think about this video. You can share your thoughts on, the Black Panthers versus ICE, or, the anti-gun folks, or whatever the case is. I just thought it was very much funny that, the very people, the irony of it, at the very least, like the very people who are anti 2A now are in the comment section of this video cheering this shit on. And I asked the original, I will share the screen once again. Y'all probably saw my original post, my tweet to it, but as you can see, if you support what these guys are doing, I don't want to see you scream ban assault rifles, gun control, or anything about these weapons not being used by anyone who isn't law enforcement. Because again, that was an argument that folks have stated, that normal citizens like myself, like you watching this right now, United States citizens, right? And probably even abroad, but normal citizens should not have weapons like that, like this. I don't want to agree with that statement, right? They'll be like, "Oh, we don't." There's some people that say no one should have guns. No one but law enforcement should have guns, which is the dumbest shit ever. Because obviously, y'all end up getting killed by now. Now all of a sudden, when somebody gets killed, a white woman gets killed at a anti-ICE protest, now all of a sudden the very thing we said, me and other people have been saying would happen, did happen, right? But there's those folks who say, again, we don't want anyone to have guns. And then there are folks who will say, well, you shouldn't have guns like this. No citizen should have access to guns like this. Well, citizens having guns like this, having access to guns like this is how we are protecting you all. Whether we agree with you politically or not, whether we agree with, your whatever, I want access to those guns to protect myself and be able to protect anybody else out there being harmed. Because as the man said in the video, these dudes are tyrants. They're behaving like tyrants. And you don't fight tyranny with dance routines. You don't fight tyranny with signs and paintings and portraits and murals of dead white women. You fight tyranny the way that they are pushing up against you. That's all I got to say about that situation. Again, next video will be just me and my thoughts on ICE in general, or just ICE protests, or just in regards to this video here. So I will play it again for the next video. But yeah, until next time, until the next video, y'all take care. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Dislike if you want to dislike. I don't give a shit. And y'all take care.